Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 more happy-sounding songs that are actually depressing. For this list, we're looking at noteworthy tracks that seem light until you take a closer look at the lyrics. Did we forget another song that's much darker under the surface? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Time Will Crawl, David Bowie. Continuing his success into the 1980s, David Bowie didn't stop pushing the envelope as an artist.
I've never sailed on the sea. I would not challenge a giant.
His single Time Will Crawl covers the issues of the mid-decade, such as the Chernobyl disaster. As the uncertainty regarding the catastrophic incident swirled, the singer gave his take on these late Cold War period events. He uses visual metaphors to describe the environmental effects of radiation.
I saw a black stream full of wide-eyed fish.
This includes what the effects of a massive event like that does to the human body, with some references being straight out of a horror film. Bowie uses the pop sounds of the day to explain his complex feelings on the matter. So maybe think twice about putting this on a pump-up playlist. Number 19, Blinding Lights, The Weeknd. Even though so many people have heard this popular song, few may realize that it has an additional darkness lurking beneath the lyrics. This journey into a chaotic night out offers much more than a pulsating beat and a memorable hook. The singer also mentions that his songwriting alludes to drunk and reckless driving. Putting more edgy subjects at the forefront, the artist explores the pitfalls of partying too hard and having impaired judgment. With an added danger element, Blinding Lights takes on a whole new meaning. It is so much more than a catchy and one-off commercial hit. Number 18, Rehab, Amy Winehouse. One of Amy Winehouse's greatest hits came layered with a hard reality. Rehab is impossible to listen to now without considering the ultimate outcome of the singer's life. While there is some discrepancy about the central lyrics, the ultimate meaning of the single comes from her personal struggles. At the very least, listeners can enjoy the song knowing that it helped Winehouse achieve legendary status in the music world. The fearless words are especially vulnerable, and a pointed look at dealing with substance use. With that in mind, all of this happens with a Mark Ronson production to pump up the overall mood. Number 17, Walkin' on the Sun, Smash Mouth. Anyone that enjoys Smash Mouth likely knows them for their unbridled rock and pop work.
It ain't no joke, I'd like to buy the world a token, teach the world to see.
Walkin' on the Sun features a funky, psychedelic riff that feels right at home with their best efforts. Little do people know that it has roots in the Rodney King incident from the early 1990s. After being deeply affected by the LA riots, the group tried to reference the destruction that took place as a result of police brutality. The titular metaphor takes an indirect route to deal with a major event from the decade. Doing so with a multi-genre flair, this big hit also established the inviting sound that set the group apart from their contemporaries.
You might as well be walking on the sun.
Number 16, Santeria, Sublime. This ska song helped supplant the Sublime myth following their singer's death.
I don't practice Santeria, I ain't got no crystal ball.
Although it has an easygoing vibe, Santeria features some more disturbing lyrics than expected. Bradley Nowell sings about wanting to find the man that took his girlfriend.
Well, I swear that I really want to know.
Not only does he threaten to shoot the man, he says he'll strike his ex-partner. This seems largely contrary to the chilled-out production of the single. Using a reggae influence, the act examines the tale of a scorned lover with gritty details. Noel's delivery and the band's efforts provide a great counterpoint to the heavier content.
Believe me when I say that I got something for it, punk ass.
Number 15, MMMBop, Hanson. Known as a highlight of the mid-1990s, Hanson's single features a lot of gibberish lyrics intermixed with a more serious message. The main theme of the song is about making meaningful connections before growing old and lonely. Coming from a trio of kids, this seems like something truly unexpected. Instead of leaning into the catchier aspects of MMMBop, the three brothers include a more realistic philosophy that's not interested in sugarcoating life. By the end of the first verse, the group wants listeners to reach out to others before it's too late. This kind of fully formed idea separates this hit from other pop sounds that are all style and no substance. Number 14, More Than a Feeling, Boston. Along with being a 1970s classic, More Than a Feeling endures as a timeless triumph. The lyrical content describes someone's life after parting with a woman named Marianne. When analyzing it, the track could be about mourning someone or a relationship. Either way, the song explores the more complicated struggle of being unable to forget someone. This becomes like an obsession for the singer as they contemplate existence without their former lover. Thinking of her after hearing an important song, the narrator feels a deep sadness and nostalgia throughout. Boston's tremendous vocal abilities and rock instrumentation only make this all the more effective. Number 13, Copacabana, Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow made a career out of various show tunes and soft rock hits. Copacabana might be his most notable, featuring some classic storytelling and a lively production.
Her name was Lola, she was a showgirl.
But this narrative has a much darker twist lurking inside than usual. The dancer Lola is caught in a love triangle between bartender Tony and the evil Rico.
But Rico went a bit too far, Tony sailed across the bar.
Following the violent death of Tony, the showgirl turns to alcohol to heal her pain. The singer doesn't let this awful turn change the cheery sound. Rather than wrapping up this track with a happy ending, Manilow closes out this cautionary tale without providing any easy answers.
At the Copa, don't fall in love.
Number 12, Aint It Fun, Paramore. Hayley Williams confronts universal fears in this Grammy-winning hit.
I don't mind letting you down easy, but just give it time.
Paramore went through major personnel changes prior to the recording, along with aspirations to change up their sound. Williams also cites a significant move across the country as an inspiration for lyrics about embracing serious life changes.
Ain't it fun? Living in that real world.
As the song progresses, audiences come to the bittersweet realization that growing up comes with hard decisions and feelings of loneliness. The singer's powerful vocals don't get enough credit for selling this as a multifaceted piece of work. All the while, the band keeps the energy elevated throughout a fun-sounding number. Number 11, Buddy Holly, Weezer. One of Weezer's earliest hits, Buddy Holly is full of fun references and rocking guitars.
What's with these homies dissing my girl? Why do they got a front?
The song also brings up something of a sore subject for Rivers Cuomo. Taking a cue from his own life, the singer alludes to a time that his friends poked fun at him and his girlfriend. The couple was singled out in particular because of Cuomo's partner being Asian. Through a fantastic melody and happy sound, this alternative anthem chooses to celebrate their relationship. It tries to keep optimism alive in the face of an unaccepting outside world. The singer takes an otherwise negative interaction and turns it into an empowering statement.
I don't care about that.
Number 10, Holiday, Green Day. On their hit album American Idiot, Green Day offered up a strong backlash against the Bush administration of the 2000s. Holiday is one single that critiques certain controversial policies.
Hear the sound of the falling rain, coming down like an Armageddon flame. The shame.
Throwing shade at unnecessary scare tactics, the group doesn't take lightly to the politicians of the day or the people who mindlessly watch them take over. They also use an amazing riff and drum part to elevate the material even further. Unafraid to sing his heart out, Billy Joe Armstrong has rarely been as furious as he is on this particular track. Helping to sell the greater album's thesis, the song never lets up in its hard-driving march toward the end. Number 9. Style, Taylor Swift. While some of her earlier work examines fairy tale romances, Taylor Swift's recent efforts take a darker look at love.
Midnight, you come and pick me up, no headlights.
Style is one such song that takes a mature glimpse at adult relationships. The singer delves into two lovers that can't seem to escape each other's orbit.
You got that James Dean daydream look in your eye.
Even with both parties potentially cheating, the messy couple finds themselves in each other's arms over and over. The supremely catchy track satisfies Swifties of all kinds for its multi-layered look into humanity. On the eclectic 1989 album, this single holds its own as a formidable mix of compelling music and lyrics.
We never go out of style. We never go out of style.
Number 8. Bittersweet Symphony, The Verve. Sampling an orchestral version of a Rolling Stones song, Bittersweet Symphony is a track full of emotional highs and lows.
'Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that's live.
The Verve single has a triumphant sound throughout that's hypnotic to say the least. Once the verse starts, the lyrics slowly reveal a more pessimistic view of the world. The singer says that life is about working for money and struggling to get by as you go.
Trying to find someone and then you die.
Describing the eternal quest to break the mold, singer Richard Ashcroft dishes out his own interpretation of the daily grind. In the end, the compelling production keeps audiences coming back for a moving piece. Number 7. Big Yellow Taxi, Joni Mitchell. This folksy pop song may be easy to bop along to, but the lyrics' deeper meaning is far less cheery.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone?
Big Yellow Taxi explores the perils of human influence endangering our environment, but you'd never know it from its tempo alone.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
The song is inspired by a trip Mitchell took to Hawaii, in which she literally witnessed a parking lot being installed below a gorgeous mountain range. The success of the tune is undeniable, as it's been covered many times by notable artists such as Counting Crows and Amy Grant. And its timeless message will always hit close to home.
I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man.
Number 6. Mamma Mia, ABBA. Throughout the 1970s, ABBA was known as some of the best makers of pop music. This didn't mean they couldn't sneak more complicated lyrics into their efforts.
I've been cheated by you since I don't know when.
In one of their most notable tracks, the group sings about a volatile relationship. When it seems like the two are over, they end up getting back together again.
Mamma mia, here I go again. Mama, how can I resist you?
It's a much more nuanced take on a romantic story, with possible references to them being in something of a toxic partnership. All throughout the tune, the musicians populate the single with compelling rhythm and guitar parts.
Mama, I could never let you go.
Number 5. No Rain, Blind Melon. Blind Melon was a momentary sensation for their hit No Rain in the early 1990s.
All I can say is that my life is pretty plain.
Shannon Hoon sings over this psychedelic throwback. If you listen closely, you'll notice that he delivers words that are more depressing upon closer inspection. Hoon mentions feelings of emptiness that hang over people that sleep most of the day. In a brave look at mental illness, the track features a lot more than trippy guitars and fun grooves.
And I don't understand why I sleep all day.
Bassist Brad Smith was responsible for the basic concept from his own experience being around depression and personally living with it. Through their bright instrumentation, the band conceals more complex emotions in their biggest single. Number 4. Paper Planes, MIA. Achieving international stardom in the late 2000s, MIA received major commercial and critical attention for Paper Planes.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name.
Her collaboration with artists like Diplo features everything from gunshots to a killer sample courtesy of The Clash. It also takes an inspired look at the immigrant experience, with a satirical view of the working class perspective.
No one on the corner has swagger like us. Hit me on my banner, prepaid wireless.
The lyrics play around with stereotypes about violent crime, utilizing sound effects that create a visceral experience. This in-your-face attitude pushes back against xenophobia with a dynamic production. Often called one of the best songs of its decade, this single lives on for its expert construction and the performer's unique vision. Number 3. Drops of Jupiter, Train. Most of Train's songs have a positive vibe, giving the band a general appeal for the likes of pop radio.
Now that she's back in the atmosphere.
Drops of Jupiter is one of their big hits with their trademark production style, blending rock and pop elements with a much deeper story. Pat Monahan said that this single was inspired by his mother's battle with cancer.
But tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet?
In listening to the track much closer, audiences can hear a message about making the most of life while you can. The orchestral arrangement helps sell an inspirational tone despite these words. Ultimately, Monahan speaks about more of a hopeful message in the face of uncertainty.
Now you're looking for yourself.
Number 2. Maxwell's Silver Hammer, The Beatles. Among the darkest Beatles songs of them all, Maxwell's Silver Hammer doesn't sound horrifying on the surface.
Joan was quizzical, studied metaphysical science in the home.
The musical arrangement from Abbey Road resembles something that you might sing along to in grade school. If you look closer at the lyrics, you'll find something much more sinister at the track's core.
Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down on her head. Do-do-do-do-do.
Paul McCartney sings about a sadistic man that uses a hammer to dispatch his victims. With that in mind, the accompanying noises of the tool hitting an anvil feel especially eerie. Leave it to this legendary band to give a brutal murderer a whimsical soundtrack.
Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer made sure that he was dead. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Born in the USA, Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen makes no bones about being a voice for the working class and downtrodden in America.
Born down in a dead man's town, the first kicker took us when I hit the ground.
Focusing on veterans issues, Born in the USA has been misinterpreted over the years because of its upbeat energy and bold title. Conservatives have used the song as a patriotic rallying cry, not realizing that Springsteen is being critical of the US with his lyrics.
10 years burning down the road, nowhere to run, got nowhere to go.
It specifically takes a look at a story about soldiers coming back from war only to face financial struggles. Drawing a line in the sand, the artist describes the inability of the government to provide adequate care for its own heroes. Born in the USA. Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down to there. Okay, I could sing the whole first verse, but